Hello, hello everyone. We are now streaming on YouTube too, so we can start. Hi, Abu, are you there? Hello, Abu, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Willie B. You can proceed.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Willie B. Tingma Jr. I'm an IT professional, founded and first president for the Liberia Information Technology Students here, and also founded and first president of the Liberia Computer Society, and an author of the book titled ICT's Tools for Liberia's Development. So it's a pleasure today to serve as your host for the INVECON CyberSecurity Conference 2023 on the theme Building a Resilient Cyber Defense. And today, for our panelists and speakers, we have Mr. Ignore August, who is a certified penetration tester. Likewise, we have Mr. Kiran Kumar Subudi, who is also a certified penetration tester. So I will ask each and every one of us to open our mics and have ourselves introduced as we begin the program. So just please unmute yourself one by one, introduce yourself, and then we proceed. Thank you very much.
All right, Enoch Agustia, penetration tester. Right. Thank you.
Yes, next person, please.
Yeah, sure. So, introducing myself. So, I'm an accomplished cybersecurity analyst with a broad range of skills into field of cybersecurity. My expertise lies in various domains, including VAPT of web applications, Android, and infrastructure pen testing, as well as blue teaming. You can also name it as SOC CERT, as well as digital forensic investigation. I've been recognized as one of the top 10 researchers in India under NCIPC, that is National Critical Information Critical Protection Center. Okay. Apart from that, I have received Hall of Fames and notable from an appreciation from notable companies like Hotstar, Mastercard, OnePlus, Hackersera, Asiska, and many more. Apart from that, I am a core team member of CyberSecurity India and a subject matter expert of Maharashtra State Board of Technical Education, that is MSBTE. I've also been a speaker for multiple conferences as and been training to law enforcement agencies, anti-terrorist squad, and so on and so forth. So today we'll be looking into like what are breaking the myths of social media hacking. Like whenever when you say about a hacking or something similar word, the first thing or when someone says that he's a hacker or the person is a hacker, the first thing from the audience that we get to hear is something like, can you hack the social media? Or how does this social media gets hacked? So this is the most prominent question that we see into our day-to-day lives. As a pen tester, as a hacker, we hear these things, and as a normal person also, these things come to our mind, like why the social media are getting hacked and what is the main reason behind hacking. And we will be able to see what are the reasons for hacking to social media. Also, we will be able to see like what are the myths behind it. Okay, let me share my screen. And if I'm bit fast or bit slow, just let me know because since being from India, might be my accent is bit different to the African audience, and you can just let me know on chat if it is if it is fast or slow, whatever it is, so I can try to adjust my speech accordingly. So I've taken since I'm being from India, I've taken the stats of India, but you can get similar stats across the world, and it would be somewhere similar. So when we say about the stats, when we say about the of social media hacking or social media usage, basically, instead of hacking, I will say usage. It has been increased drastically. So total population of India is something around this. These are the estimated stats which are taken. The source of the information is already mentioned over here. Times of India, and apart from that, the source is mentioned in the presentation. You can just refer the presentation after the end of the session. I will be providing you to all the details. So basically, these numbers, what I'm showing is like the maximum population that people are using. If you see, its social media usage or the mobile usage is very high as compared to other usages of internet that we do into our day-to-day lives. It might be similar situation for other countries as well. Okay. So what are pros of social media? See, everything which is available in the internet or in the market or any product has its own pros as well as cons. There is no product which doesn't have a pro or doesn't have a con. That's a possibility that a product might not have a pro, but definitely every product comes with some other drawbacks. Okay, like we say that, right? For example, we say an apple headache keeps a doctor away, or if we, but if you use excess of apple, definitely that will be create a problem. Even if you say if you drink excess of water, that will again create a problem. So everything has its pros and cons and some limitations. So let's now focusing on the social media, which is our part of concept. So the main purpose of social media is to connect different sites, networking sites, connect people, connect organizations. Okay, so grow a business, grow like give job opportunities or some other opportunities, scalability and various other things. We can develop ourselves, we can develop companies and various other things using social media. But the cons is like cyber criminals take advantage of this cyber carefree way people are using social media. Like people are not like, for example, we just go ahead and click on the link, we just go ahead, we don't see what kind of audience or we are gathering, or whenever we are accepting a friend request or something, who is the opponent person, what kind of data we are sharing, and many other things. People use it carelessly, and many people are addicted to like and fame. There are many people across internet who just use social media just to showcase their some kind of ideology, or you can say some kind of just to get some kind of likes or fame. Okay, so these are cons. So the reason for this workshop is already mentioned at the start. Like we will be able to see what to so that we can create awareness, like what is the main purpose of social media and how can we protect ourselves being digital. So it's not just about being digital, but also being like secure when you use these digital assets. One of the most common thing that we see, one of the most common thing that we see is like color changing of WhatsApp, or we can say we can see GB WhatsApp. So one example I've taken of Facebook, like different color WhatsApp, different color pink WhatsApp, or pink Facebook, yellow Facebook, or some kind of thing. So people are like, we are getting different themes, different colors. I'm not sure if any one of you from the audience have used like different themes and of WhatsApp, Facebook, and other, like it might be Telegram, it can be any social media. Okay, you just see and you get a fancy look and you just go ahead of it, and you probably might be getting some additional features like having double tick or blue tick, or we can say if someone is online, you get a status, or even you get toast of what are the history of all the messages. You also get some additional features like get info of the deleted messages and various other things. But that always comes with a cost. Next is like this is something is a clever trap that people that the social media or these hackers mostly use. So these are all the traps that I'm mentioning. It's like who viewed your Facebook profile. This kind of profile you will be able to see. Once you get started, they will ask you to enter your username and password. As soon as you ask add your username and password, your account get compromised. So this is a clever trap or is a scheme. It looks exactly like how Facebook looks like or how Instagram looks like. It can be any social media. So this is one of the trap. that we can look for. Some might have seen, some might be have become a victim of it. Some get cautious. They get to know, okay, this is something, this is just a clickbait, and they just ignore it. As for the young generation that we're seeing nowadays, they are more focused, like I mentioned in the earlier stage, that they are more focused on the likes and followers. So people keep their accounts, instead of keeping a personal account private, they keep it is public, and then they also use some of the applications available in the market. I won't be naming the applications. You can just Google it out, which provides free likes, free followers. For some are like they provide for free, some are provide for paid, and there are some campaigns that are being done just to gain popularity into, or just to increase the number, while they are actually posting some data information. So, what is the main use of this likes, followers, and everything? Whenever you're starting a company or you are creating a content related page, okay, then your content should grow, your content should scale up so that you can achieve something based on it. But if it is a personal account, so I would suggest not not to keep it as public, keep it as private as much as possible, and don't allow unknown people to be a part. You will get thousand, maybe 10, maybe 100, maybe thousands of friend requests from random people across the world. Okay, but that might, might end up with giving or sharing information, whatever you do. Social media is the best platform where we actually provide or share lots of information about our day-to-day activities. And you never know who will be monitoring you, observing you, and planning a plot against you for more advanced scams. For example, if a person knows that you are looking for something, and he might come up with something like giveaway, like you are looking for an iPhone, so someone will say, just follow these 3 steps and you will get an iPhone. Okay, and he might also say that he is actually providing an iPhone in the in the latest story, but you never know who is that person. Was he actually given? So, or he might be someone internal, or who is just a part of the gameplay. So fake giveaways, sell products for free, lucky draw. There are various options through which they collect your data. You might be feeling that I'm just providing my name, my bio data, my birth date or something. But all this data comes under PII, PI information, personally identified information we say, and some also comes under SPII, which is sensitive information. Okay, so whenever you use such kind of data, for you it's like it's just data. For the opponent or hacker, it's a use data that comes with cost. So don't be part of such kind of scams and other things. Now oscillate. So whatever the data of public profiles I like mentioned, or we can say fake friends and followers, or unwanted data exposure. So what can be unwanted data exposure? Whenever you're sharing your photo, let's assume you are at a workplace and you're taking a picture and posting it on social media. So might be some kind of sensitive information from your laptop is getting exposed. For example, you are going to a restaurant, buying some food, you just took a picture, and you might have kept a debit card or credit card on your table itself. Okay, or not you, but some of your friends might have kept it. Your phone might be unlocked, might have contained some sensitive information. So there are multiple ways of getting data exposed. That times when we post our photos of related of birthday, we have just our number. For example, we have our home address attached somewhere, linked somewhere, or we can say just a birth date year. So you have posted a post which contains a year, so they get to know about your age. So there are multiple ways from where your data can be exposed. Detailed bio. People write so detailed bio on Instagram, or Facebook, social media, that you might not share. For example, if I ask someone, so can you say your name or your data, or some any random personal information, you will hesitate to say when you are in person with a stranger. But think about it. Are you doing the same when you are on social media? You lots of information which you are not comfortable sharing with a stranger, but sharing on social media with a public account, or even if it's a private account, you tend to just accept lots of lots of people on social media as a friend request just because you met them, and they get all your information across it. Second, many people become a victim of data breaches and various other things just because they don't enable 2FA. There are lots of messages from banks, from Instagram, Facebook, and various other platforms like enable 2FA. When you say 2FA is nothing but enable the second factor authentication, such as OTP or device authentication or some kind of TOTP, that is time based authentication. There are multiple options that you can enable so that even your passwords get lost, even a hacker changes your password, they won't be able to log into your account because you have one more additional factor of authentication that the OTP will not be shared. Now comes the next scam, that is impersonation. This is one of the most familiar, most common scams that not common I can say, but one of the massive scam that been done. That is Bitcoin double. The Twitter was compromised, and using some social engineering activities and various other. It's a long story short. Like they have done is like they have targeted all the big people or celebrities out there, like Elon Musk, then Bill Gates, it might be Google CEO Sundar Pichai or some other people. They said that we are if you share a XYZ amount to our BTC address, we will be giving double the amount uh, within 30 minutes. And there's a huge amount of population very part of the scam, and the scam was in terms of crores basically. It was a huge scam. Even it would be CRs or it would be millions. So it was a huge scam that occurred, and later on, Twitter had an investigation. They caught it, but people who lost their money probably weren't able to get back. After being such a huge scam available on the internet, it got viral. People lost their money. After few days or few weeks or few months, there was a one more scam with a similar attribute. We saw it's like deepfake. So deepfake now is also popular, but it was a definitely you can say a old technology that has been used by YouTube by hacking YouTube. They hacked YouTube. They just crea- they use deepfake technology to say that the YouTubers actually giving the same kind of scenario, like if you just provide some bitcoins to us, we will double it out. Now people trusted on the YouTubers, people trusted on the celebrities or this high end people. Now these people were not actually scamming it, but since the account got compromised, so because of that the scammers have used your trust to exploit it. So never trust on any people blindly, even if you're trusting, even if they're trustworthy. Whenever you see the amount called money or data or any kind of information, just think twice, confirm once, see the patterns. If you see in the screenshot, if you see the BTC address of both are similar. So nothing comes for free. Whenever something comes for free, then your data is at cost, or you are at cost, or you have been scammed. Now, like I mentioned, your data is so important that the hackers customize it according to your needs. For example, you're looking for a job, then they will DM you for jobs. You're looking for a loan, they will call you for loans. You're looking for some offer, they will give you some offers. So if you're an artist, they will give you an opportunity that you can showcase your drawing is so good, your sketch is so good. You can just come up and provide your data on the exhibition. You just have it's completely free. You just have to provide and it's a global event. Let's And you just have to pay some kind of peanuts like money, and it will be posted on a hoarding board or something. So don't become a. You just have to verify what's the domain name, what's the who is it? Is it authenticated? When was the domain purchased? Who is the person of contact? Is it legit? Is it not? So there are lots of checklists that you can refer. Next is identity theft. Now, just assume if I say that I won some money by just investing in 10 rupees, or I just did some XYZ steps for which are free of cost, and I got XYZ as a benefit for me. So might be you won't believe because I'm unknown to you. But just assume if your friend is saying, your friend is putting a story that I did so and so and I got XYZ amount. I did so and so. Like let I just invested 10,000 for a job offer, and they gave me 1 lakh rupees placement or salary basically. So you might not trust a random person, but you might trust your friend. Or your friend says, I am very ill. I am not able to. My phone is lost, and I want some urgent cash. You might end up giving it because he's your friend, but that's a possibility. Your friend has been hacked, and a hacker is uh, mentioning you or having a conversation with you, like, is it your friend? So in this scenario, what you can do, if they say that, okay, I want some extra amount or help from you, just verify once. If it is pinging on Instagram, just verify on WhatsApp, or you call or a text. There are multiple ways to get it verified. So whenever you say, is it just you or your account was hacked because I'm getting some message from your account, so this is like you should have two FAs or multiple ways of verification metrics into your day-to-day life also, even though if it's a friend, because there's a chance called identity theft where identity is being stolen or brand impersonation. What is brand impersonation? You get ads on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and various social media that this kind of earphones or this kind of products you're getting, like it might be Adidas, trendy boat, it might be some kind of other things, or a very cheaper price that's 50%, 70% off. So just because they are ad doesn't mean that they are genuine. Just because they have a website doesn't mean that it's genuine. See the domain name again. The domain name might be fake. It might be a bogus website. Check the reviews. Check there are websites called spam detector and various other things. Just add the URLs into it, and you will get lots of insight out of it. Catfishing and dating scams. Even there are sites where we do dating and other things. We end up revealing some sensitive information or revealing expose some of the nude photographs and videos, and we just blackmail you and other things. So try to avoid all these things before going in hand. Phishing. Phishing is something like most of the people, like I see, like most of the people who are being a part of this webinar, or we can say, are from the IT people. So phishing is something like most of the people might be knowing it. Whenever you click on something, open, you get a mail, and it is just a clone kind of page. For example, it's a Facebook clone, it's a job application clone or something which looks very similar. So that is something you can say or relate is as phishing. And whenever I ask in-person people, or when I ask someone, they will just say, just take the domain name, just take the URL. But the phishing is not just restricted to it. Now the phishing has gone to a next level where they embed URLs behind the text. For example, that might be something called as https://invertedglobal.com, and Inverted Global might be a real domain, but the link embedded behind this text might be different. It might be some evil.com or some phishing website. Apart from that, there is something called as link shorteners. So whenever you see the bit.ly link or any shortened link, there are something called as link expander. You can check an expanded URL. These links might be an IP logger, which are just tracking all your location and all your device information. Okay, there are fake websites, and people there are websites as we can say as evil as something called as check if your password is secure. You just try to enter your password, checking that if it is secure or not. It will say it might be secure. It might say it is not secure, but you actually end up giving your original password, which becomes a database to that particular website or that particular hacker. So, and if you're using the same password everywhere and you're not changing your password after checking it, you become a victim of such kind of attacks. So, never ever use any website to check if your password is secure. You enroll into courses, you go ahead and like you might be seeing some uh, disturbing scenes, like someone is very ill, he is being hospitalized, a charity is being raised, and he need money. So you just go and out of your you can say humanity, you can say, you just end up donating something, but that might also be a scam which comes in a part of social media. So if you want to do some charity or something, just verify it, or you can use genuine platforms which are out there, like registered NGOs which take donations and help that needy person. Then social engineering is the art of hacking humans. They try to manipulate it. They uh, work with. They become friends at the initial stages. They be with you, try to understand your psychology, your needs, and then exploit your trust, greed, or whatever your factors are. by the emotional approach. Unbelievable news that's really malware. So what does it mean? Like you might have seen that okay, you might have seen okay, your phone has been hacked, your phone is infected or your device is infected. It's a virus. Just click on and protect yourself. When you click on protect yourself, you get hacked. Even there are times where you get an email and report phishing. You will just see this button called report phishing, and behind the button of report phishing, you will be getting a phishing link or a IP logger or something. So never trust anything. It can be anything. Even there's something called as evil. That's like ideal homograph domains we can say, which has literally you cannot by the visuals you cannot identify whether domain is real or fake. Now coming to like cyberbullying and abuse. We see bot comments like most of people nowadays use AI, ML, and bots to actually automate the account. You might see that someone is actually posting something, someone is commenting something, you get attracted to it, but later on you come to know so the comments are actually bot comments, which looks so like with tools like ChatGPT and various AI ML tools, the comments that you cannot identify whether it's a bot comment or the real comment. Spamming is going on. There are lots of spam activities that takes place. Stalking, like I mentioned, like the data that you share is being stalked by some of the other people around. What is shelf life? You might feel I have added a post for XYZ period of time and you just deleted it. But once you add it to the internet, not necessary if you delete from your account, it is permanently deleted from the across the web. Might be it is available in the archive. What is archive? It is the history of a particular website. You can just go to webarchive.org. For social media, there are lots of websites that from where you can actually download all your posts and everything. Even if you delete it, you can recover your data. So shelf life of a digital assets is not just restricted to you uploading a photo and you deleting it. You can delete it from one site, but there might be someone who have reposted it. There might be people who have downloaded it. There might be people who have reposted it some other website. And there are lots of crawlers available on the internet which will give a higher shelf life to a video or so. Just be cautious when you are posting something, you are writing something or publishing something. Make sure that you don't have to rethink that should I be deleting it. If you're sure you won't be deleting it, then post it. Else, avoid the privacy. So because of all this, your privacy is at risk. Now coming to the global attack surface, which you can look at like data breaches. Even if you keep all your things secure, but we as a human being rely on lots of third party applications. When you say Flipkart, Amazon, it might be any banking application or it might be anything. We use lots of website, lots of applications into our phone installed, and we give lots of information now and then. But there are times when your data itself get breached, the company itself get hacked. It's not just you being secure; it's also the company should be get secure. So if the company is not taking care of security, you have to take care of security. There are times when people don't. There are times when people uh, do hackers go out of the box, think out the box, and breach. Like we say, security is a myth. So there is nothing called as 100% secure. So if a data being breached, automatically, if the company got hacked, data gets breached, automatically your personal information also gets breached. So what should you at least make sure that whenever you use some like various account or use a separate personal information where it is just for the fun applications or just basic application where your data is not that important. For example, let me simplify it for you. If you are registering for a college or some kind of courses or certifications where your authenticity or data is actually that important, or a bank, then you can give your legit data or legit information with it. But just assume you are just providing some data to some kind of food vendor or some kind of random editing application. So it doesn't matter for you, like if you're providing your legit data or some kind of temporary emails or something. So you can make use of a separate account for some such kind of activities and you can create a separate account for your genuine activities which are actually required at any cost because there's some kind of background verification taking place, there's some authentication and verification taking place. So you can have it two separate accounts for two different activities, and keep a password manager so that you can update your passwords regularly. And when I say or when someone asks you what's the best password, so what's my answer is like mostly the answer that I hear from anyone, and probably from the audience also, I can hear that I can say it's something more than 8-digit length. Then we have capital letters, small letters, like we can say uppercase or lowercase, special characters and numbers. But it's not just that. A best password, according to me, is like along with it, it should be something that you don't recollect. Suppose tomorrow someone comes with a knife and will say, "Okay, what's your password?" You, because of fear factor or some other reason, you might be able to see the password because you recollect it. It might be some kind of sensitive information and some kind of critical information that the company don't want to share you. But just because it's a cost of your life, you're just giving password because you recollect. But hence we say the best password is the one that you won't recollect. Even if you even ask someone, you like, I don't know the password. It's into my password manager. As good as that. And you don't access your password manager handy with you all the time. So fake apps loaded with viruses or real apps loaded apps will sell your data. So what does it indicate? So just because we are getting something for free, it might be Netflix, it might be some Amazon vouchers or something, you just go ahead and install some modded applications, modded games for your own fun and own ease to save some okay. But there are chances this kind of modded applications might get banded with a virus and might not impact your system. For example, there are some viruses called as stealth viruses or undetectable FUD viruses or payloads basically, you can say, or in simple words, you also say rat, random access origin. What they will do, these hackers, they just even you might have heard news about it, like the ad blocker that you're using is actually stealing all your data. So it work. It just block the ads. You cannot make a difference. Like you have installed an ad blocker to just block the ads, and it is doing its work. But along with blocking the ads, it's taking all the information, like what kind of website you're surfing for, what are activities you're doing, and all other activities are being tracked and is being stored to a server for analytical purposes, and they sell your data to other vendors. So there might be times when the attacker is actually monitoring you. He's trying to download your activity. He's trying to view all your files. He's spying on your camera, but you never know because he is not doing any kind of activity like deleting some files, tampering your files, or doing something. Because if someone is just spying on you or from your phone or just monitoring your files and everything, it becomes very difficult to understand that something is going on. Whenever you see or Google, like, is my phone hacked? People will say, just check if there's any suspicious activity or is a kind of, we can say, battery drain or something. But when do you search this? If you see some kind of abnormal activity, right? But if someone is just spying on you, just looking at your data, just pulling your data, you won't be able to make a difference, like if your phone is hacked or not, your social media is hacked or not. When someone's logged into your social media and he is not uploading any photo, he's not deleting any photo, he's not liking it, he's just viewing it, so you won't be able to understand. So how to so this is how things work. Then people target WhatsApp web. There are spyware. This when you say WhatsApp web or we can say spyware, people say that okay, WhatsApp is social media which is very secure. It has end-to-end encrypted, but doesn't matter if it's end-to-end encrypted because ultimately the thing is like these scammers or we can say these hackers target notifications. Your WhatsApp chats might be end-to-end encrypted, but people have the messages, seen the notifications. So these spywares take the access of your notifications, read the message from your notifications, and populate it into spyware application and send it to hacker. So you can just disable the notifications accordingly. You can just go to settings and disable all the sensitive information that no notification should be provided. Like none of the information related to just sensitive should be present in the uh, in your application. UPI scams. People nowadays are so quick. Like I'm not sure about if UPI is being a part of the African countries, or we can say of Ghana or something. But India UPI is like most 99% people here use UPI, and there are lots of UPI scams out there. So there is something called as pay and request. Suppose if you are paying something, so what these scammers do? Just create a QR code which is requesting a payment, and they will just of let's assume of $100. They will just modify the UI of that particular template in such a manner that you are getting $100 cashback for doing some activities, or you're getting some kind of coupons, voucher, or something. You just scan it, you just enter a pin or something, and it will be a reverse transaction. Instead of coming to your account, it will be reverse, like the amount will be dead. So always read it. Is it credit or debit? What exactly is going on? Be calm and patient when you're getting something for free. Think twice, I would say. Google Docs, or we can say Google Docs. So people use Google Docs. So it's a altogether different topic. Like you can use in title, site, and various other things to get some kind of vulnerable applications, vulnerable things. So dark web is altogether is like a hidden part of the internet. Uh, we also say as a Tor routing, where the data is being leaked, data is being sold. When we say like data breaches or something, we get some kind of online links where the data is being done. Now, exif data. What is exif data metadata? So whenever you click a photo on your phone, just go to any website called as exif metadata viewer, or you can use, if you are a Linux user, you can just go and use exif tool to see what kind of data is being stored. Or even if you go to properties now of your phone, it might be iPhone. Like people say that iPhone is secure, but it's not. Even iPhone can be hacked, Android can be hacked, each and every device can be hacked. You can just follow the bug bounty programs out there, and you will get lots of information about it. So coming to metadata, when you will capture data, okay, photograph or anything, it comes with some kind of metadata, which has all information. It might be location information, it might be device information, and various information. And such kind of information was targeted to, are being targeted to find someone. Some people use it to kill someone or plan a things around you yourself. So whenever you post something, think twice. Like might be that post might, you might see that there's no content, no sensitive information in your digital footprint, or we can say digital photo, but might have some kind of metadata that is being disclosed, might reveal some kind of PI or SPI. So that's it from my side, and you're open for questions, I can say.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kiram Kumar. And your
Yeah.
presentation was brilliant enough. So we will, if you have a question, could you please use the chat box and leave your question there, and then I'm gonna read it out to him. So while we await the questions, we will go around for self-introduction. So sorry we were doing it, but unfortunately we had the presentation of Kuran rather, so we couldn't continue. So if you didn't get to introduce yourself, kindly introduce yourself, please, for the benefit of the audience. And also leave your comment in the chat box if you have any comment or questions for the latest presenter. Thank you very much.
Okay. Apart from
Okay,
that,
thank you.
I have also added a feedback link where you can just poll in the Zoom chat.
Okay, that will
It's
be done.
active.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so on the floor for introduction.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, team. Hope you liked it. And all I can say is like, since we have limited time, so we cannot come up with the practical or something. If you want, we can definitely have some other day where we can come up with something called as practical approach to have a holistic overview how exactly the scams work, how everything works accordingly.
Okay. Yes, so introduction, please. We have 12, we have 12 persons online. Why? Please unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please.
So, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chris Jusukesedi, a co-founder for INVECON Tech, Liberia. So, I'm a network engineer and with experience of over 6 years, a network system admin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next person. Next person, please.
Okay. Thanks for a great presentation, Mr. Kiran. We really enjoyed it. I'm Blair Abu Safian, the founder of Invitec Global. Invitec Global is a company specialized in cybersecurity or mostly offensive security. And I manage a team of experts who conduct security assessment to identify vulnerabilities in systems and applications. I'm currently a senior cybersecurity or offensive security consultant at Orange Telecom. Yeah, and I'm also specialized in security systems evasion, IoT security, industrial control systems, exploit development, and red teaming. Thank you. That's me, Blair Abu Safian.
Okay. Thank you, Abu, for inviting me for the event of at a cybersecurity event at Ghana, or we can say Africa. It was a pleasure being a speaker or at this particular event. So, since there are, I think, no more questions as such, so I will end up this from my side, and you guys can still continue. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Kiran. So do we have anyone that want to introduce themselves? Other than that, we will move on to Ignore August for his presentation. But before then, if you have a question, you could kindly use the chat box and leave your question or comment. Thank you. All right, so for our next presenter, we have Mr. Ignore August, who is going to the next presentation. August is a certified penetration tester. You're welcome, my brother.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know if someone can enable me share my screen because I currently can't for some reason.
Mr. Blake, can you do that for him? Can you?
Yeah, there you go, you can now go ahead.
All right, thank you. Okay. Okay, please confirm if you can see my screen, please.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure. So
your screen is clear.
All right. So basically, we're going to be, okay, my name is Enoch August. I'm a penetration tester. I specialize in network and web application penetration testing. Right. So today we're basically talking about building a resilient cyber defense in our organizations, basically. So we basically going to talk about what cyber resilience is all about and what cyber resilience strategy looks like and how organizations can implement some basic controls, right? To see if they can withstand any cyber breaches in case they should happen, right? In the organizations, right? So we are basically going to start by knowing what cyber resilience is all about. So when we say cyber resilience, it's all about the ability for an organization or a system to anticipate and prepare, right? And being able to recover from a cyber breach or a cyber attack if it should happen, right? And basically looking at the cyber landscape currently, I mean, attacks are like really, really rampant. Like, I mean, talking about ransomware attacks, and I mean, other cyber attacks, right? You never know when you get hit, right? So, I mean, it's really important to take these things into consideration. So, I mean, cyber resilience is basically the ability of an organization or a system to anticipate, prepare, respond, and then recover to cyber attack while maintaining its core functions, right? So while cybersecurity focuses on protecting systems and data, cyber resilience emphasizes the ability to adapt and recover when security breaches occur. So how fast can your organization recover from a cyber breach in case you experience one, right? In case you are going through one, how fast can you detect and respond to some of these cyber breaches and probably recover faster from it? You understand? So during the course, if you have any questions, please, you can just feel free to stop me and ask any questions or drop them in the chat. All right. So what is a cyber resilience strategy, right? So it's basically a cyber resilience strategy is a comprehensive and adaptive approach that enables an organization to anticipate, withstand, recover from, and adapt to cyber threats, right? So these are some of the strategies that organizations should build and put in place that would enable them, right, to easily withstand or recover from cyber attacks or cyber breaches, basically. So this involves the integration of proactive measures, right, and effective response capabilities and continuous improvement to ensure the organization can maintain its critical functions, right? Yeah. So let's take a look at some key components of cyber resilience, right? So this is divided into various sections, right? So initially, we can start from guidance at the gate. When we talk about guidance at the gate, it basically talks about prevention, right? What things can the organization do? What measures can they put in place to basically try to prevent certain things from happening? What visibility do they have in their environment, right? So under this section, under the prevention section or guidance at the gate, right? We can talk about firewalls, right? How are their firewalls configured? Do they have firewalls configured, monitoring inbound and outbound traffic in their organizations, right? Do they have antivirus systems, antivirus softwares installed on their computers, right? Are there intrusion prevention systems, right? Do they regularly update the operating systems and software? Do they perform software updates, right? All these things should be put into consideration. Organizations should make sure all these things are done properly, right? Done properly, right? As basic and easy as these things sound and normal and common as these things sound, trust me, most organizations do not put these things in place. They don't, right? So, I mean, you might be surprised to find some organizations still vulnerable to old exploits that were released in maybe 2012 or 2018 or 2016, Eternal Blue, as an example. There are still organizations who are still vulnerable to some of these old exploits and vulnerabilities, right? So now the next thing could be eagle-eyed watchmen, right? This talks about detection, right? How much visibility do these organizations have into their environment, right? How well can they detect anomalies, right? How well can they detect any abnormal behavior on the network? Understand? Do they have trained professionals to look into the environment and analyze data? Do they perform behavioral analysis using SIM solutions and other security solutions? Right. So, these are some of the things organizations should put in place to make sure they have enough visibility into their environment so they can actually monitor and, if possible, respond to certain cyber threats. Right. So they could basically do real-time monitoring for suspicious activities, right? Basically with the use of professionals, right? Qualified professionals and security solutions, right? Like SIM solutions and other XDRs and likes. Performing behavioral analysis to identify abnormal patterns, right? Utilizing security information and event management systems. So these are the SIM solutions we spoke about. They are basically solutions that give analysts or organizations visibility into their environment to know what exactly is happening at what time, right? In a visualized form. So, yeah. So now the next stage could be respond, right? How well can an organization respond to a cyber threat if it should happen? How well, right? They should have a detailed plan for different types of incidents, right? They should be able to share stories of successful incident resolutions, right? So they should have like connections to other organizations where they could actually discuss successful incidents that were resolved in the past, right? They should have a trained team ready to respond to incidents. So this talks about incident responders and probably SOC analysts, a defense team, right? A team that is ready to respond in case a breach should happen or in case something abnormal should happen on the system, right? Maintaining transparency and trust during an incident, right? We shouldn't hide stuff, right? We should always be transparent while an investigation is going through. Talk to your IT team, tell them what is going on. Communicate. All right, so since cyber resilience is all about how fast an organization can bounce back in case they should get hit, we should also be talking about backup and recovery plans, right? What backup plans do organizations have to bounce back in case they should get hit? An example is a ransomware attack, right? If an organization should get hit by a ransomware attack and their files encrypted and held as ransom, how fast can they bounce back? Do they have the necessary backups in place or the recovery correct or effective recovery plans in place to bounce back easily and then continue business, right? These are some of the things organizations should be looking into if cyber resilience is a major concern here. So organizations should regularly back up critical data, right? Which is really important, right? Every critical data should be backup. So testing, they should also test and validate recovery procedures, right? Every recovery procedure should be validated, right? So in case a breach should happen, they could actually recover quickly, right? Now, we should be able to learn from incidents, right? In case past incidents happen, right? How do we learn from these things and prevent them from happening the next time, right? We can't conduct post-incident reviews, right? After an incident occurs, right? How do we learn from it? What lessons do we learn? How do we approach the whole learning process so things like that don't repeat itself again, right? And seamless business continuity process. There should be a business continuity process. If this breaches should happen, there should be a way or a plan or a process, right, to make sure things run smoothly so it doesn't affect your organization or business or the growth, basically. So our next topic is risk assessment and management, right? Organizations should make sure they conduct regular risk assessments, right, to know what risk their organizations and how they can actually protect some of these assets, right, basically, right? So collaboration and information sharing, right? This also plays a major role when we talk about cyber resilience, right? Organizations should be able to build partnerships with other organizations to share best practices and threat intelligence, right? Yeah. So they can also perform joint exercises and simulations, right? Just to learn from each other, complement each other. So sharing threat intelligence is also another process or another thing they could actually do. So collaborating with industry peers and government agencies. So organizations should have these collaborations with government organizations to also help them in some of these threat intelligence investigations, right? To know the latest trends in the cyberspace and how they can actually respond to them or protect themselves against them. So they could also utilize information sharing and analysis centers, right? That aids easy information sharing among the community organizations. So could also have collaborative response and emerging threats, right? So having a collaborative response to combat emerging cyber threats, basically. So now, here we have technology integration, right? Organizations should be able to implement artificial intelligence and machine learning to perform behavioral analysis to identify anomalies, right? So luckily, most of these modern SIM tools have most AI and machine learning algorithms that aid in investigating or analyzing data, right? To make investigation way more easier on our networks or environments, right? Which boils down to implementing automation, right? Because some of the traditional approaches cannot be easily like performed in our environment. So we need to utilize automation to make our work more efficient, right? So incorporating our latest cybersecurity tools. So we should be able to adapt and then use or make use of the latest cyber tools in the market, right? To make our work a little bit easier, right? So organizations should all like put all these things into consideration when cyber resilience is main topic here. So continuous improvement. So importance of learning from incidents. So we should encourage a blame-free post-mortem culture, right? When things happen, we should actually learn from them and move on. So regularly updating and testing defense mechanisms. So we should actually keeping security policies and procedures current, right? Conducting penetration tests and red team exercises. So these are some of these things are really important in creating a cyber resilience strategy. For example, penetration testing and red teaming, they're really, really necessary. So because that gives you some kind of awareness of the potential vulnerabilities on your networks or your organization network and how you can actually get them fixed, basically. So we should actually also adapt to the evolving threats, right? So we should stay informed about the emerging cyber threats, right? How many organizations perform cyber threat intelligence, right? To know the latest threats in the cyberspace and how they can actually combat them, right? So yeah, so this is a whole summary of what cyber resilience is all about, right? And how organizations can put certain basic things in place, right? To be able to recover quickly, detect, and probably respond to cyber threats or cyber breaches in case they should happen, right? Yeah, so thank you. If there are any questions, I would gladly answer them. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, for your presentation. So we ask that you open your line for questions. If you have questions for Igna on his presentation, you can open up your line and send in your question. Thank you. Okay. So if no questions, we will say thank you for your presentation, Igna. We will ask that you share with us your slide so that we can share along with the participant. So sure. I will ask Abel if he has something to share with us. I'm sorry, Abu Blay. Mr. Abu Blay, CEO, the floor is open up to you.
Okay. Thank you so much to our lovely speakers, Mr. Kiran and Mr. Enoch, for sparing their time to speak at this first INVECON event. This was an event to just enlighten the general public about cybersecurity and its emerging threats and stuff, and how to build a cyber resilience. So thanks to our speakers for such an in-depth presentation. Yes. So, as I said earlier on, I'm the founder of Invitec Global, and Invitec Global is a company or a cybersecurity company in Ghana. We are actually setting up another branch in Liberia to offer the same services there with my co-founder, Mr. Chris. Okay, Mr. Chris, I think I'm okay.
Okay, thank you very much, CEO. So we will ask Chris if he has a comment to make. Mr. Chris Yusuf Kesari, do you have a comment before we can open up to the attendance?
Thank you very much to the presenters. You guys presented very well, and we learned a lot. So, and to everyone who joined this call, we want to tell you thank you for taking off your busy schedule to joining us on this call. So I don't have nothing more to say but to say thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much, Chris. And we will ask our participant each if you have something to say. If not, then you can remain mute. But if you have something to share with us today, maybe your feedback, though we're gonna leave a feedback form where you're gonna fill in. But if you have a comment to make, please unmute yourself and make a comment. Hello? So I think silent
The
means
chat room,
concern.
someone write in the chat. You have the chat.
Yeah, so someone left a comment here. That is Robert. Robert Ack. Robert Full Ack. He said, thank you very much. Great presentation from both. Yeah. So basically, so far, we can now call it a day. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.